Today we're going to look at different types of sewer breaks from the inside of the pipe. This first break we're looking at, you can see the camera's underwater, which is the first sign of an issue. The water is kind of puddling at the joint when it should be flowing freely onto the next section of pipe and out to the city sewer. Now when we run the water from the inside of the house, you can see the water is still kind of puddling and not flowing freely out to the sewer. This exact location is going to be where you have some kind of paper towel or sanitary napkins or something gets caught in your pipe and ultimately is going to result in your sewage backing up in towards your house. Next, you'll see the camera trying to jump this joint onto the next section of piping. Due to the severity of the separation or the break, the camera is unsuccessful. It cannot move beyond this point. The only option is to excavate down to the pipe and replace this section of piping. The next sewer we're going to look at is a clay pipe, which you can determine by looking at the inner walls of the pipe, the orange-red coloring. And we continue down the sewer line. We start to see some water sitting, which is not a good sign. And we have a ton of rock and debris sitting on the entire bottom section of the piping. That's a strong indication that the pipe is broken somewhere in the area and the surrounding earth is actually entering the pipe because the sewage is not flowing out to the city sewer. We continue further down the pipe. Everything looks okay. Heading towards the city sewer, which we'll see soon. Hopefully no additional obstructions. We still have the orange-red color, which indicates clay pipe. And as we drop into the city sewer, it looks like everything else is clear and the sewer line is functioning well outside of that one section that had the debris and rock. And the next sewer we're going to look at is another clay pipe. What do you know? We are traveling out again towards the city sewer. So far, so good. Shortly in the next few feet, we'll start to see some more water kind of sitting at a joint, which now you've learned is a strong indication of a problem. You can actually see the separation in the joints here. Not too bad where the camera can't get beyond, but it definitely is a problem that will continue to worsen over time. As the camera is able to get over this section, we continue down the clay sewer line and you will start to see a really bad offset of the joint, which is probably a 25% blockage here. The sewer will actually flow onto the next section of piping. The problem here is it's going to drop down into the earth at this exact point. Over time, it's going to create an undermine of the sidewalk or the roadway wherever this section is below, and you will start to see a sinkhole from above ground. So again, this particular section may not cause a backup right away, especially since it's 42 feet away from the main house sewer trap, but this is a problem. It's going to worsen over time, and if it is not resolved, it is definitely going to at some point cause backups into the house. This is right before the city sewer, which now we have entered. Just like the first video, the only option here is to excavate from above ground, dig down, remove that section of piping, and replace it with new extra heavy cast iron pipe. You can repair it, it is an option, but we always suggest to replace the entire sewer line, remove all the clay, and install new extra heavy cast iron pipe. And the final sewer we are going to look at today is actually a cast iron sewer line, which is good. As we approach towards the end of the pipe, you could actually see a complete offset. It looks like the next section of pipe has actually completely dropped. Maybe that's a 15% opening of the pipe. So this is definitely going to cause a backup of the sewer line. There's no way around this. It's not going to last an extended period of time, maybe a day or two, depending on how much they're using the sewer line or what they're putting in the sewer line. Now, even though we know there's a clear problem with the sewer, we're going to run a water test just to kind of gauge the flow and see how the separation is going to really cause a backup. Free flowing water is not backing up. However, where is that water going? What kind of undermine is that creating? What type of long-term damage is this doing to the surrounding earth near the house or the sidewalk or the roadway? You can see the clear and steady stream of water is flowing, no problem. Now if you throw some napkins in there or anything with more substance than just water, what's going to happen? What kind of backup is this going to cause? How severe is the backup going to be? These are all things that this property owner has to take into consideration and ultimately try to decide when they're going to dig down, replace the pipe. If you have experienced any of these scenarios that we've discussed and you have any open questions, it's really a good idea to contact a licensed plumber who has experience with external sewer repairs, not just an internal plumber or someone who does camera inspections or someone who cleans sewer lines with a snake. Speak to someone with extensive knowledge on this exact issue. Have them guide you, present all your options, and then you can make an educated decision from a pricing perspective, as well as just your personal scenario and what's going to work best for you.
Make sure to like and subscribe to catch all our videos in the future.